Let's talk about Jeb Bush. Our old buddy Jeb Bush didn't do so well in the Republican caucus in Iowa. He got just 2.8% of the vote. It's really going pretty poorly for Jeb Bush. He's polling about 9% in New Hampshire, where primary voters will vote on Tuesday. So he's been doing speeches in New Hampshire. He was in Manchester yesterday, and he went on this rant about his ability to lead the country, and the reaction from the crowd was total and utter silence. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. Jeb Bush inspiring absolutely nothing in anyone in the room, which is sort of his trademark, that he can speak and speak and speak, and people just feel no emotion whatsoever. And then he asked people to clap for him in what may be the most sadly and pitifully pathetic moment of the 2016 campaign so far. This is my top choice. Let's take a look at the video.
So here's my pledge to you.
Yeah.
I will be a commander-in-chief that will have the back of the military. I won't trash talk. I won't be a divider-in-chief or an agitator-in-chief. I won't be out there blowharding, talking a big game without backing it up. I think the next president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act in the national security interests of this country, to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Yeah. More like, please wake up and then clap. I think I counted 3 people sleeping in the background, and that's just who was on camera.
People do look a little bit bored. And I guess you don't always know when to applaud. He didn't end his sentence with the proper emphasis.
Right. The dynamics of calling for an applause, right, by the way in which you speak, through the way you speak. There's sort of an art to it, right?
Yeah.
And he may have he had the emphasis on the wrong syllable, we could say.
Yes, I think that's part of the problem. That, and he is rather dull.
Are you feeling bad for him, though?
Do I feel bad for him?
It's really pathetic.
No, I don't feel bad for him. He got himself into this mess.
Yeah.
And he's achieved quite a bit in the political world
Yes,
already.
I guess that's true.
And maybe that's enough. He needs to just call it quits here. He doesn't have a chance, Dave. It's time to call it quits and not have to ask audiences to applaud for you anymore.
Well, tomorrow we'll go into more detail about whether Jeb has a shot in New Hampshire and sort of how that would change the picture, more broadly speaking, in the Republican primary. But it is really not looking good for Jeb Bush at all. Lewis is absolutely right on that. GameFly is sort of like Netflix for video games. They have over 8,000 new and classic games for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii, and a bunch of other platforms. And you can play as many games as you want for one monthly fee. And if you find some games you want to keep, you can buy them for a low used price. There's never any due dates or late fees. And our audience can get a free 30-day trial at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS. The games are shipped directly to you with return envelopes included. There's no contracts, and you can rent games through the mobile app. Get the free 30-day trial for the David Pakman Show audience and support our show by going to gameflyoffer.com/TDPS.